Good morning, everybody, and I'm putting this up so that you can see it. This is History of the Melbourne Cup, and if you have a look around here, it's a massive big book. It's a race with more history than almost anything else. Okay, so we're going to have a look at the basics here. It's the Melbourne Cup 2022. I'm Garry Robinson for www.horseracingaustralia.info. And although I've got a lot of respect for Deauville Legend, it's difficult to line up its form against other runners, and it is no form on wet tracks at all. So let's get into the form. Okay, I'm going to show you this now. This is the Flemington Cup on race 7. I've looked at the weather patterns and so on, and I've decided that it's probably no worse than a slow 7 on Tuesday. It's likely to be better than that. Maybe might get to a 6, but looking at the weather patterns and considering the slow 7 today and low temperatures, especially on Tuesday, it's supposed to be really cool. Anyway, so these are the horses I have, and I've manipulated all the form. I've done that. Had a look at basically every runner and put them in what I think is a reasonable order. You'll notice that there are going to be some big prices available here, and we'll go from there. So let's just have a look at the basic form and I'll make a comment or two. We start with number 4, Montefilia, only beaten just over a length at Caulfield and was blocked up for a run, so you've got all out. It probably should have run a place. Okay, other than that, if we go back to Randwick on the 2nd of October last year, it ran a rating of 75.7 for our times. It's an amazing time, really, and easily the best time in the race. If you have a look at recent form, everything's been on a wet track. However, if you have a look down here, on a good track, 6 starts for 3 wins. That tells you everything you need to know, I think. In the next race, next one, we're looking at a Misery. Now, also, once again, a 73.7 at the Geelong track. That was on a good track. And I can tell you what, there have been some Geelong Cup winners have won, so there's no reason why another Geelong Cup winner can do something. So it's worth keeping that in for sure. Drawn nicely in barrier 3. Okay, if we go to the next one, we've got High Emotion. Okay, so I run a 63.7 here on the 1st of October. Was beaten 1.4 lengths, but came out and won the Bendigo Cup. It was a very small field. Got up by a neck, but it's in the mix anyway. So I wouldn't be surprised if it didn't win, but then I wouldn't be surprised if it did. And I think you get a reasonable price. Stockman actually raced his best race for some time on Saturday. Once again, that was on the good track. Rated a 67.5 for that one. But I've rated it back on this one at Randwick over the 2600. And it won that race as a $3.50 favourite. Well, $4.50 favourite, actually. Then we look at Arapaho. No great wraps on this particular one. Was second behind Stockman on that particular day, but overall the form isn't that great and has not done so well on firm tracks. Very good on the wet. Anyway, as I said, we went back to Stockman. It's performed best on dampish tracks. Quite funny in a way. And High Emotion, it's done very well on the heavy tracks too. So anyway, carrying on. So we've got Lunar Flare at this stage, and any of these horses is capable of winning. Once again, 1st of October, 2500, it won that race. The time rated at about 63.4. Other ratings have tipped it as about a 102 and a 102.1 for its last start when it was second in the Moonee Valley Cup. It has reached 7 years old. They don't usually win this race. Long time since they have. Another 7-year-old Vow and Declare, as you may remember, did win this race some time ago, back in 2019. Has had some good form since and some missing form. So in November 20 was beaten 14 lengths in the race. So I don't expect anything great, but it's certainly raced better in the Caulfield Cup than any race it's been in for some time. We have Realm of Flowers, quite a few like this particular one. Once again, over the Flemington 25-20. was reasonably impressive. Last start at Randwick was third, just beaten the neck. Before that, in a listed race there, was third, beaten 7 lengths. It's got to be a chance. Trained by Friedman, that tells you everything. Then the next one is Interpretation. I've seen how it's gone over here. Nothing sensational in the times, I have to say. But at Flemington again on the 1st of October, third, beaten less than length, 63.8, did a 67.3, even though beaten 4 lengths behind the winner there, Emissary. The thing was, it pulled up lame. It has to be going okay now, otherwise it wouldn't have been allowed to start in the race. Slight drawback perhaps, considering it's only had one win on 6 wet track starts. Prefers the good going, but I suppose you've got to consider it. Okay, and the last one I've really looked at here is Serpentine, and it ran a second. It wasn't a very good time there, but then it was a slow 7 track. It got run down, it ran from the front. It's from 23. John Allen's a great jockey. It's probably going to take a minor miracle to do something with it. But then again, you never know what the track surface is going to be like. And this one has had 8 starts on wet tracks and done no good at all. So that brings us up to where we're at. Now, let's have a look at the market for these. I suppose you might have to think about saving on Deauville Legend, but, you know, no form on wet tracks. Coming here, this will be its first start in Australia. It's working okay. It's going to be around probably a $4 favourite. But when you consider some of the others, I can get on Montefilia, which ran 4th in the Caulfield Cup, as I said. It's going to be available currently at $12. Emissary is at $21. High Emotion, that's the Bendigo Cup winner, 51 into 41. Stockman, 21 out to 31. Arapaho, 101 into 81. Luna Flare, 21 into 15. Vow and Declare, 17 out to 19. And it'll probably keep going out. Realm of Flowers, as I said, it's 15 into 14. Got to give it some consideration. Interpretation, 41 into 31. Okay, so I'll be mainly wrapping around these first couple of runners here and see how we go with those. We've had something like 16 of the last 22 winners that we've been able to give to our clients. That included the 101 shot, which won in 2015. And we've had a couple of good ones since, more particularly on an each way basis. It's very, very hard to compare horses that are running at different distances, racing in different locations, coming from overseas and so on. I do have a book which is called Winning is Everything. It's available now. It's a discounted price on the ebook. And if you're having a Vic Bet, outstanding, just click on there to open an account. I'll show you what it looks like. And what you can see here is you've got all the fluctuations and so on. They do have some special deals on the Melbourne Cup on Tuesday with money back options on various runners. You can also get favourite against the field, odds and evens, all the usual things. And even if you want to go in there, have an account, and you want to say, well, look, I want to bet that, say, Montefilia is going to be able to beat this one and that one and the other one, blah, blah, blah. And they'll give you a price for it, an individual price. You can do that by just hitting their live chat and they'll organise that for you. So I'm going to go now. It's not as big a deal for me as it once was. I'm not keen on the wet tracks. But as I said, we've got a couple of good chances there in Montefilia. I think that's a good chance. I also liked, as I said, the Geelong Cup winner. So good luck for Tuesday. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, because then you'll be advised every time. Now, just in case you didn't see the last video, we got the winner of the Nature Strip Cup. We also got the Gold Eagle winner. 2 great winners at great prices. We did miss the Derby in Melbourne, but then again, it was a wet track. Okay, thanks for watching, and see what happens on Tuesday night, eh?